Hello everyone, it's Deb Floros, guest designer for Rings and Things. I have these beautiful 3mm gemstone beads in golden sunstone and these beautiful shiny tiara cast hammered bauble beads and these very cool antique copper shallow bead caps. And I've got some seed beads in a size 11 that are very complimentary. This is a great combination for a fall bracelet. I love to do mixed metal in the fall. It's just my favorite thing. So I'm going to use these really cool metal beads as my focals. And what I decided to do, because they've got large holes, is add a trio of those cool bead caps, then a seed bead, and I'm surrounding those beads with those beautiful bead caps. Then I wanted to bring in those really beautiful and lovely faceted gemstones. So I'm creating a wire wrap loop on about 4 inches of wire, 24 gauge wire to be exact. And I'm just creating 3 little loops, and I'm adding 5 of those little gemstones. So I'm trying to pick the varied colors because there are varied colors in the strand. Then I'm doing another wire wrap loop at the other end. So I'm creating a little bit of a link, just doing 3 wraps to match up to the other end, then snipping off my excess. And then what I'm going to do is cinch up my little trimmed end and straighten out my loops. Now I'm going to create a little bit of a curve, and what I want to do is string on both ends of that little curve. And so I've got my holes situated, or my loops situated, so that they will string on like that. And I string on one, then I'm stringing on some seed beads, then I'm stringing on the other loop. And it's just creating like a little bit of a scallop along the edge of the bracelet. And I'm just checking out how the movement will be, and I love that. So cool. I'm going to put on a bead stopper to work on the other side. And you know, as I was working on this, I really felt like I wasn't bringing in enough of the mixed metal. So I pulled off the whole thing and I started over because I wanted to bring in more of those antique copper bead caps as accents to really get that full on mixed metal look. So I added trios of those bead caps in between my little scallops, and I think it just made it a little more rich looking and gives it a little more dimension, some movement, and it brings in that mixed metal component. So I'm doing 5 seed beads in between each of the loops on my scallops, and I'm adding a seed bead, and then I'm adding my bead caps. So that's the pattern. I did 3 of the scallops on either side of my focal section of the bracelet. This is a tight to the wrist bracelet for me, so you may want to do 4 scallops. I've got a tiny wrist, so it works just perfectly for me, but I think to get an average size bracelet, you probably need 1 more scallop. I added a lobster to one end and then a French wire loop at the other end with a crimp. And I had to do some cinching of that before I actually did the crimping function. Then I grabbed a large jump ring and added it to that loop so that I can attach my lobster claw to the jump ring. And I love how this came out. It is the coolest bracelet. It's got mixed metal and gemstones and so much fun. But I really wanted 1 more accent, so I created another one of those little scallops, but I added some of the bead caps, and then I attached it to that jump ring at the end, just a little extra bauble. You can find everything to make this really fun mixed metal fall bracelet at ringsandthings.com. Thanks so much for watching.